So you guys remember how there were reports that Bernie Sanders was basically lobbying to become U.S. Secretary of Labor. Now, if you don't know what the U.S. Secretary of Labor does, obviously it's the Secretary of Labor, but what it really manages are unemployment benefits, employee regulations, and those kinds of things, wages. And so it would have gave Bernie Sanders a lot of administrative power over things like overtime pay, right? Worker regulations, things of that nature, unemployment benefits. He would have a lot of power to enact a lot of things that would have directly impacted everyday Americans, and it was clearly his forte. He kind of didn't confirm or deny the reports, but then he was basically publicly campaigning for it on CNN. I forgot which host he was with, but it was clear he wanted the position, and Joe Biden was considering him. But Joe Biden here is going to explain that he gave legitimate consideration to Bernie Sanders for U.S. Labor Secretary. But the thing is, he didn't want to put the Senate control at risk. Check it out.
I also want to say I did give serious consideration on nominating my friend Bernie Sanders to this position before. I'm confident he could have done a fantastic job. I can think of no more passionate, devoted ally to working people in this country. But after Tuesday's results in Georgia, giving Democratic control to the United States Senate and a tie vote, Bernie and I agreed. As a matter of fact, Bernie said we can't put control of the Senate at risk on the outcome of a special election in Vermont. And he agreed we couldn't take that chance. We also discussed how we'd work together, travel the country together, helping Marty, meeting with working men and women who feel forgotten and left behind in this economy. We agreed that we'll work closely on our shared agenda of increasing worker power and to protect the dignity of work for all working people. I want to thank Bernie for his continued friendship and leadership. I look forward to us working together, along with Marty. And he thinks I made a good choice.
So it really comes down to what you may or may not believe. I think you can buy it. Obama was really kneecapped because his Senate majority was very, very brief because of things like, I think it was Kennedy was a senator who basically got ill, and so he had to be replaced, and then Republicans were taking a really long time. So in Vermont, if there's a vacancy, it has to be filled by a special election. So it is very risky, right? You need as long as you can get. You need the full 2 years of a majority to really get stuff done. You can't have a majority for like 6 months or 12 months or whatever. You need it for the full 2. So I do understand it. It's also worth noting that Bernie Sanders is the Senate Budget Committee chair. So he's the chair of the committee that it gives out sort of a more broad blueprint of the spending for Congress, what's going to be spent on and how much money is going to be spent, taxes and things of that nature. So it is a pretty powerful position. Remember that Bernie Sanders has a lot of seniority. He's been in the Senate for a while now. It was in the House prior to that. It's a seniority level that other progressives don't have because they're newly in Congress. And one of the things those progressives say is a lot of the power lies with the chairman of these committees, right? House Ways and Means Committee, for example. These people have a lot of power because they get to determine whether a bill gets out. You have to go to them for writing a bill. There's a lot of these kinds of nooks and crannies that come in with these committees. So it is cool that he's going to have that position. Now, they do have an effective majority, that being the Democrats. But then you have to factor in Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. So I'm not really sure how much stuff you're going to be able to get through. But this is really the chance for the Democrats to be able to push stuff through with this Democratic majority in the Senate. I don't know how much stuff they're going to be able to get through. And I'm not sure how much Joe Biden is really going to be in favor of progressive policies. He hasn't really indicated anything to me that he's really in favor of. I don't even know if he's going to push the $2,000 stimulus check thing or not. So it's going to be interesting to see. But hopefully Bernie Sanders will be able to pull some strings here as budget committee chairman, as well as somebody who Joe Biden really is in debt to, right? Because Bernie Sanders really dropped out as soon as he had to, and literally threw all of his support behind Joe Biden to an insane extent, right? An enormous extent. Even campaigned for him a lot. So Hopefully that means we'll be able to get some progressive stuff through, but it would have been really, really sick to have Bernie Sanders as U.S. Labor Secretary, man. He would have had a lot of power over stuff that would have affected, everyone's lives, right? In the executive branch, you get to sort of carry stuff out, right? Legislature, you vote on something becoming law. You're one person. When you are Secretary of Labor, you have the power in your hands to actually administer these things with your, your sort of, I don't know, your purview essentially. You get to kind of alter these things and choose these things. You have the direct power, which is much better. In the Senate, he has a powerful position in the Senate, so that's why I'm still hopeful something will get through. I'm just trying to have some hope for something, but I don't know if you guys are going to believe Joe or not, but let me know if you do.